Hello and welcome. My name is Alex Romero with Galesso Learning Solutions. On this week's Genuine Learning blog, we are going to be looking at the AICPA's Profession Ready Initiative. Now, this initiative is looking at transforming the CPA talent, and it first started in the early part of 2026. So how did we get here? Well, the AICPA started the project Rise 2040 in May of 2025. And in that project, we were looking at what the hard trends and the soft trends were going to be over the next 15 years in our society, and what opportunities could we see from those in the profession. Now, we had sessions that were facilitated across the globe, so we had over 6,000 people participate in over 25 countries. And I had the privilege of actually facilitating some of those sessions, and I'm now sitting on the advisory board that's kind of putting together the Rise 2040 report that will be issued here shortly. But one of the themes that we saw consistently across these sessions was the need to really make sure that our early level career individuals were ready to have a successful career in the profession. So what is unique about both Rise 2040 and the Profession Ready Initiative is that these are going to be really led by the profession for the profession. It's going to be those individuals that are working within the profession that are saying, this is what needs to happen. This is what we see that's going to be occurring in the next 15 years. So this is a really great initiative that I'm happy to see that was kind of pulled apart from Rise 2040 before we even saw the final reports, and really had that focus on, okay, what are we going to do next with these early career individuals? So that is our purpose, is that we saw through research that we need to focus on early career skills gaps and identifying what those are and how we can prepare those individuals to be successful. So what are the objectives of this initiative? Well, our first one is to prepare CPAs for success in their roles. So as a lot of us have heard, as we've seen AI and other emerging technologies, people that are coming into the profession are expected to kind of be at a higher level because they aren't going to be doing that typical work a first or second year level individual would have been doing. So we need to have our objective of identifying and closing that early career skills gap. Here we have the timeline for the Profession Ready Initiative. And we first start off with our exploration. So that's happening now until the end of Q2 2026. And this is where we're going to be gathering a lot of information. So some of that came out of the Rise 2040 project, but also the AICPA had a survey that was open until the middle of February, asking individuals, what do you see as skills gaps in those early career that you want to see implemented for those individuals as they're coming into the profession? From there, we're going to be looking at the next step of validation and confirmation. So looking at all this information that comes in and making sure that it's representative of different segments. So looking at entity size, public accounting, management accounting, firms, organizations, business and industry, different practice area, geographic, firm sizes, all those pieces to ensure that we have a wide array of different information and ideas so that we have a full report when we're going through this and doing the refinement, which is going to be analyzing all this information and kind of seeing, all right, how does this lay out? Then they'll be moving into an exposure draft at the end of 2027. And that will be our opportunity to kind of look at this report and see if there's anything that we think is missing, if there are any gaps in the skills gaps that we see in this report. And then we will move to that final step, which is the final report and resources. And so what I'm assuming here is that we'll have the report, and then we'll also have a landing page on the AICPA's website that's going to have all these different resources that you can go to really take those next steps. So this isn't just a project that we're going to be issuing the report and say, here you go, and you're left to figure out what to do. There'll be resources to kind of help you take that initiative and really move it forward in your firm or organization, or if you're an early career individual, kind of seeing, all right, this is the stuff that I need to focus on to be successful in the profession. So here is the list of individuals that are on the advisory board for the AICPA, and there are some familiar names I'm sure you can see on here. We have a couple of AICPA representatives. Sue Coffey's on here. We have the president and CEO of NASPA, our future chair-elect, Lindsay Stevenson. So she's 2 chairs out, but she's the chair of this board. And then we have a couple of Leadership Academy graduates. We have Big Four, large firms, small firms, business and industry, state society, NASBA, academia, and they have expertise across the board. So you have audit and tax and AI and nonprofit and personal finance planning and internal audit and forensic investigation. The list goes on, which is really great because we want to ensure that we have all this representation so that when this report comes out, it's talking about all the different areas that a CPA can practice in. Before I let you go this week, I do want to highlight that we have audit staff level training, which is a great way to ensure that your audit team is going to be ready to go out there and do those successful engagements. So we have 4 different levels, going from our new hire and interns all the way up to our experienced seniors, and almost, I would also say, into that manager role as well. So thank you so much for joining me this week as we looked at the AICPA's Profession Ready Initiative and what's to come and how we are going to really close those skills gaps, especially with those early career individuals. Thank you and have a great day.